Alright, don't start immediately because I just want to check. Alright, so it looks like the computer is currently not like it.
Computer's not liking it?
Yeah, sometimes it likes to choke with that. It says I am live. Let me... Alright, looks like it's doing fine. Just let me pause it so I don't have to... Yep, now it should be doing fine. There it goes. There's my widget that finally popped up. Alright, so it looks like stream health is doing fine. Good.
So we're streaming?
Yeah, we're streaming right now, and it looks like doing a perfect 60 FPS. So, oops. So give it some time. Let me get this.
So dumb question. Do we ever want to stream if nobody's watching?
I'm just giving it some time so people can start coming in. Let me refresh some stuff and see if people could start coming in at any time now. Give it a sec. Seeing stream health is doing fine. Well, not up there, but over here it says it's doing fine. Let me edit this. By the way, we're actually doing this under an umbrella. So right now,
yeah, we are outside live streaming in our front yard by the lake. And if you can see in between us there, I don't know how long it will take for her to see in between us.
5 seconds. 5-second latency. Yeah, there it goes.
And you can't see.
I think the fire's starting to go out now.
No, the fire's not going out. It's just, it must just not be on the right angle. There it is.
Yeah, there it goes. No, the fire over there. Let me get over to the dashboard so I can start.
Yeah, this is Saturday evening. Well, you probably anybody that is watching would know what time it is, right? Or don't they?
No, they would know.
But if they're watching live, but if it's
it says one watching now.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe, I don't know. It's getting a little odd, but yep, it says one watching right now.
Yeah, so today on the Grandpa Joe show, would you like to start it?
Yep, so let's start the coming up music. So coming up on the Grandpa Joe show, we will be doing we'll be basically live streaming from out here, and this will be the first ever live stream using the live shot setup.
Right.
So it's going to be a very monumental live stream, to say the least.
And we will have, well, hopefully we'll have a special guest here today, because we have a friend that came all the way from Kentucky. And that special guest's name is Tony.
Yes, Tony.
But right now, Tony's being a baby.
Yeah, it was being a bit of a baby.
Yeah, it was kind of raining out. So, and then the other thing we'll be doing is Speak Lord, your servant is listening, while we're doing live shots, while we're live streaming. We'll be going out to the island.
Yep, so basically, it's not trying to make this thing drop frames, but right now that is what's coming up on the Grandpa Joe show, as the Grandpa Joe show starts right now with the new intro. So basically what is going on now is that from the intro, I had to pause the live stream that I'm looking at right now in order to play the intro smoothly. But anyway, let's get started with our with the whole shebang, really.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to go out to the island.
Yep.
Using the, and why I said, speak Lord, your servant is listening, because that island out here, we'll show you some pictures of it, but
going out with the chat, looks like the chat's acting a little broken right now.
While I was praying one day, a voice actually came to me. It wasn't just like a little voice. It was a voice that said, "Put Mary on the island," and it just was as clear as a bell. And this is why you'll see our island the way it is. And I'm going out there right now to go and check on some flowers and stuff that we had, and I'll discuss a little bit about problems that I've been having with the island and this whole front yard on the lake with varmints attacking us. It's been really getting hectic.
Basically, and the reason why we're saying live shots right now is because we will actually be doing a live shot straight like that. So Grandpa Joe will be going out onto the island, and this will be our first ever live shot demonstration.
So should we try it? Do you have the GoPro all set up?
GoPro's all set up. You just need to power it up. Actually, give me.
Yeah, we can try it right now.
Give me a sec while I do that. And if I head on over to the live shot stuff right now,
let's keep watching.
Seems like I hope OBS doesn't start crashing on us. Nope, it is doing just fine. And is the thingy on? Yes, it is on. I think I might need to unplug, replug. Give me a sec. And then unplug, replug. Activate, activate. Give me a sec while this, oh, it's working.
It is working.
Give me a second while I switch it back from its harmonics.
Now, you can hear me talk when I'm talking on the GoPro.
Correct.
Okay. So
let me fix that. Really quick fix. Nope, that's not what I want. So now it is doing just fine. There you go.
There we are.
Live shots, folks.
That's live shots.
Actually, let me switch back to the dual window. While I readjust that, because I never set it up. There we go. Now it is doing just fine.
Okay.
As we can tell.
So I'm gonna go through the yard here a little bit, and I'm gonna explain to you some stuff that's been going on.
Here. Let me turn this turn the OSD off for a second, so we can turn that off. There you go. There you go. OSD is now off, so now it's all ready to go.
Okay. I'll show you. You know, I mentioned that we had problems with varmints. We just planted this apple tree last year. We already had several apples on it. This year we had apple boxes coming.
I think you might need to speak closer to the GoPro, actually.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Because each time you talk, it seems like it barely moves the meter at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Pretty close to it. Anyway, we got a little camcorder going here.
Give me a second while I try to adjust the receiver. I'm just trying to talk over the static there. All right, now it should be all good to go now. Yeah, it does that little pop static for a second. Will do, will do. Talk via the walkie-talkie because I can no longer hear you. Well. Oh, wait. Wait a sec. Alright, start speaking. Oh, you can't even hear yourself. Give me a second. Speak. No, I wonder if the audio cable's all unplugged or something like that. Start speaking on your walkie-talkie because apparently the audio is not working for some reason. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that either, but it's whatever's gotta work, it's gotta work.
I don't understand a word you said.
I'll have to see what you can do. Whatever you gotta do, you gotta do. Because apparently there's a mishap going on right now.
Don't work good.
Yeah, so I guess you guys start speaking from your walkie-talkie now.
I gotta paddle and I gotta hang on the walkie-talkie and do this. So this could be tough.
Actually, try to conduct another test with this thing. No chance. You got no chance. It's not even picking up your voice.
Okay, well, I guess we'll have to do. I'll try to talk as much as I can, but no, it's not going to work that well. So I'm getting onto the island, and on the island, hanging onto a walkie-talkie and all this stuff, so we'll see how this works.
Just feel free to set it down the boat.
Here we go.
Here, let me dual window this for you. Give me a sec. Let me switch my video capture device over to the webcam. The other one. It is doing something weird. Okay, never mind that.
Oh my gosh. Something came out when I was talking to you about varmints. Something came out here and ate all of our these like purple sagebrush flowers, ripped it all right out. Look at this.
Wow, that's oh.
We got a rose bush that looks like it does have some life to it yet. This is not going to be easy to take care of this garden. There's Virgin Mary there. I don't know if you can see on live shots, but some flowers it doesn't seem like things eat, but others they just annihilate. It had to beat a beaver. You can see right here we got some pretty little like kind of reddish pinkish flowers, and I planted all these beautiful rose bushes and they're barely even living. Pretty harsh on this island in the winter time. As you can see in the springtime with the beavers attacking it. Harmony's really gonna be mad. This is one of the purple sagebrush plants. Another one. So there's a couple that it didn't eat, but why does it like eating old? It chopped down one of our pine trees. This is war.
Indeed, indeed. Indeed.
The flowers are coming up pretty nice though. These little tiny flowers. Earlier, our beaver ate it.
Can you repeat that? Because I kept on bleeping and whatnot.
What's that? It's not, the talking's not working?
No, I kept on bleeping and then it it kept on making that Roger call thing.
Have you heard me at all?
Just that one sentence, it was getting all like bleepy and whatnot.
We won't worry too hard about that. At least people saw what was going on, and I'll explain it later.
The live shot signal is working pretty good, actually.
Better than the sound.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it gets that little pop static from time to time, but otherwise it's a mostly a very clear picture. Just sometimes it makes that pop static.
Okay, but in case anybody's wondering, this is Grandpa Joe and Harmony's island out here. We live on a Lake Michigan, and
obviously as he starts making his way back, then it'll start getting a little staticky. I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you. I still cannot hear you. It's like you're not even coming through now. So as he continues to make his way through, let's see here. Dual window LS, do video capture device. Head on over to the. Come on. Okay, so my other thing is not working. Let's see here. Let me get over to the main shot. And main shot's not even working. What the heck? Alright. Here you go, he's coming back. It's still dead air. Grandpa, you're dead air. Yeah, like dead air. It's not even coming through. It's not even going above the squelch.
I mean, I stopped, like, the walkie-talkie had hit the wrong button on it.
Oh, and it went away?
Yeah, it's so hard. You're trying to hang on to that and press the walkie-talkie and
yeah, I get you.
focus on stuff. It's too much.
Yeah. So there's the picture of the inside of the box. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're back here.
Alright.
Okay.
So at least we got the live shots working, and when we were fooling around with it, obviously it was kind of doing its doing its pop static thing, but it seemed like as we got onto the north side of the island, like towards the big tree and whatnot, it seemed to do better actually, but it was still doing fine throughout.
But other than the sound?
Yeah, the sound, I have no idea what happened.
I don't know either. Maybe I hit a button on the GoPro. Can you turn the sound off on it?
No. So I have no idea what happened there, but yeah. So basically,
it might be on the program or something. Something's locked up. Well, anyway, our live shots did work camera-wise, but not sound-wise, and that's a big problem.
Yeah, all the cables were connected accordingly, so I'm not sure what happened there.
And if you were to ever even notice out there on the island,
here,
I was very angry because
like the part where you said the beaver ate the sage flowers, it came in through.
Did it come through?
It came through, yeah.
It wasn't just the sage flowers. That beaver just is destroying the island. It's coming. It's destroying our property. We don't just have beavers here. We got muskrats. They're chewing up the whole shoreline, and you're so tempted to kill these critters, but
they're just everywhere, and you can't really kill them.
Well, I heard that there's a trapper that traps the beavers. Now, beaver pelts are still worth something, but the muskrats, I guess they haven't been trapping muskrats lately because the pelts aren't worth that much anymore. There hasn't been a big market for them. So the trappers don't feel like trapping them. So if they don't trap them on the river, there's more on the river. So then they come looking for new places to live, like Grandpa Joe's front yard on the lake, and chew up my shoreline. And I've used these things called gopher bombs, and you drop it inside the hole to smoke them out. And it seems to work for a little bit, but they come right back, you know. So I'm getting frustrated, very frustrated. Anyway, what else are we doing here? I didn't even hardly talk about the story, you know, the Virgin Mary, because I just had too much on my hands just hanging on the walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
So
here, you can set this down.
Do we even want that anymore? Why don't we shut down that?
Yeah, I accidentally turned on the Wi-Fi too on this thing too. There, I turned off the Wi-Fi. And if hitting the Wi-Fi button on the GoPro.
Okay.
I wonder if that's probably what killed the sound, but I don't know.
You think so?
Maybe, I have no idea. But
well, we
anyway,
gotta find out why. Well, next time, what we gotta do is have some sort of a strap to strap that thing on us, whoever uses it.
I do have a chest strap, actually. Well, I'll bring that later. Like, I'll bring that next time we do this. So, I'm gonna move on with the story that you're gonna tell before the whole muskrat stuff.
Yeah, now
happened.
I'm just so mad and angry. I hardly remember the story. Anyway, no, I think I started saying it that one.
You started.
One day I was out, literally praying by the pier. I don't know. I do that off and on. I like it out there, and that voice came to me just clear as a bell, and I wasn't even praying about that or anything, where it just said, "Put Mary on the island." Well, I had been starting to fix the island up a little bit with riprap. Well, once I heard that, and then I talked to Harmony, and at first she says, "Well, I don't really want to put our statue of Mary on the island. I like it where it is." I said, "Well, that voice told me to put it there." So she finally agreed after a little bit of hemming and hawing, and as soon as she agreed, then that whole summer I made a project to I rip-wrapped the island with big boulders. Dominic, you can remember me putting stone on that little raft, and
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah,
I certainly do.
we had an inflatable queen-size mattress, and we hauled all that big boulders. Some of them are pretty big, and you could put a lot on there. I was surprised how much you could float out to the island with that raft. And I worked on it long and hard. Finally got all the riprap in. I took out all the brush on the island and used wood chips. And then I had a guy that gave me this special white crushed stone from Canada. It's just pure snow white stone, and I made a nice path leading up to the Virgin Mary, and I put a nice stone to set her on top of, and so that's kind of the story. And I don't know why I was told to do that, but it happened to me, so that's why I did it. And now I'm just fighting animals.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
hopefully that's going to end, and maybe some way how
and
I'll get rid of that.
this is the island in its current state right now, but the chair's blocking its view.
Why don't you just stand up a second?
No, the chair is on top of the chair there. So obviously, right there is the island that we basically renovated throughout the past 5 years and actually only finished it, I think, this past fall, I think.
Well, now it's got more work to do. Now that the beaver ate up all my... Those things cost a lot of money, too.
Yeah, so...
On and on.
I can also talk about the whole renovation history that was going on with that. I'd say the whole project started, I think, back in 2013, I think. The whole project, summer of 2013 or 2012.
Yeah, probably, right around there. That's when they drew the lake down because the dam was in need of repair, so they drew the lake down, and then we bought a bunch of riprap and did the whole shoreline, and then I was going to continue on with the island, but I didn't have enough time. So then I'm trying to remember what year that was. That was probably 2013.
It probably was.
And then so then I started to bring rock out there. That winter I started bringing some rock out because I didn't have enough time to finish the riprap on the island. And in the winter I brought a bunch of rock out there, but it was, as much as I brought out there, it still was not enough. So that's when I had to bring more using the raft all summer, and that was after I had that voice tell me to do that. I knew I had to finish it by the end of the summer, and I'm still not sure why all this is happening to me, but that's what's going on.
Yeah, so right now I'm just trying to cover the wind from trying to interfere with our sound.
Oh, okay, now we have sound problems from that.
No, it's just the wind occasionally kicks up and then it does its weird thing. Right now, what's going on is that I can just literally talk about this, and what's going on is that we started this whole project back in the summer of 2012 to 2013, maybe one of those 2 years, and we probably finished it. It was very recent though.
Well, last summer.
It was, yeah, last summer is when we finished this.
Just before Father Raphael came to bless the island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was when we basically finished the project. Was towards the late summer of 2017. So this was basically a 4 or 5 year project. So, basically, that was basically between a 4 or 5 year time frame. We got basically the island from that island way back there to the one that we have now. Because
you can't hardly see the island.
You can barely see the one back there, but it's just basically
to see us even anymore.
It's basically just all shrubbery and whatnot that we used to. It was basically all weeds, shrubbery, and whatnot. And so then we just obviously during the drainage, you decide to go riprap around the island and whatnot. And so then you decide to continue it, and I'd say between trying to figure out the phases of this.
Yeah.
Is that the rocks came first.
Well, I brought out gravel first. Well, rocks very first, and then I brought out a whole bunch of gravel and whatnot. I guess it doesn't matter too much more about the stages of that. We should probably move on from the island. I think another day we're gonna go out to the island when we have a good GoPro and sound.
Yeah.
And everything. And
once we figure out that whole thing, let me think here. So, what else could we talk about?
Well, we were gonna talk about Tony.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about
our friend Tony. I'll go see if I can find Tony. You can keep talking a little bit longer. Just think of something.
All right. So basically, here I'll just continue talking about the island here. basically, whoops, basically that island right there is ours, and the one I was talking about before our island became that, it was basically that one right there. Basically, it was all shrubbery, bushes, and like and that one random tree. But obviously, during that dredge, Grandpa Joe put down the rocks that you see in the background there, and so that was basically stage one of that whole entire thing. Stage two was basically no, stage one wasn't the rocks, it was the gravel. Stage two ended up being the rocks, and stage three was the mulch and put the Virgin Mary on the island, basically. So I would like to call it basically the Great Restoration Project. So, yeah, here's Tony.
Okay. First time we met Tony was down in Kentucky, and then he came to visit us. Look at Tony. How do you like that?
Little poodle.
This dog is our friend Youngja's dog, and she had it professionally trained. And I can't probably make it do all these things, but it can roll over and do all that. But the thing that impressed me the most about this dog is if you gave it a piece of bacon, it will not eat it. It was trained not to eat table scraps. And I never saw a dog that wouldn't eat bacon. Well, this dog, Tony, is something special.
Yeah. So basically, when we first met him was back in 2015 when we went down to Kentucky and then South Carolina later after that. So yeah.
Yep. Now this is the second time Tony's coming to visit us.
Is he? He looks like a poodle though.
Yeah, I think some sort of poodle something mix. It's I guess that it does not shed. It hardly barks. It's like the most ideal little dog.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell you what.
Oh, and then there's
was,
his name tag right there.
I know that they're real expensive, but she got a good price because the person had to move to a different state and couldn't bring the dog. So anyway, that's Tony.
Hey,
so
Tony.
we thought we'd show you Tony, and I don't know what else we got to talk about tonight.
Yeah. We've been on this live stream for about 38 minutes, so this is basically a average length show. But anyway, that is, I guess you could say it's about a wrap here on the Grandpa Joe Show for tonight. Basically, catch you back here tomorrow, or not tomorrow, in about 2 weeks. And so as we say good night and God bless.
God bless.
We really mean it. Good night and God bless.
I remember